film the tiny animals featured in this series, the Big Little Journeys team needed specialist camera technology. And for the two animals in this episode, very different approaches were needed.
Painted turtles and bush babies couldn't be more different. Bush babies are very unpredictable. They're like ping pong balls, pinging from tree to tree. You think they're going to land in a certain place and then they land somewhere completely different. And then the painted turtles are incredibly slow moving. They only move when they want to move, which is absolutely fair enough. So they just go whichever way they want.
Arriving in South Africa, the team set about filming the Bushbaby's journey first. They are equipped with a 5-meter-long, gyrostabilized camera crane.
It allows us to get into the Bushbaby's world, up into the canopy,
and follow them smoothly, as if we're travelling alongside them.
Such complex moves require two people. One operates the crane while the other controls the camera.
So to be able to control the crane, I've got focus on this hand and a joystick on this hand. Thankfully, 15 years of playing computer games are finally paying off. It's quite a challenge trying to follow them and sort of cross-coordinate all the different moves. But once you get that shot where the Bushbaby's moving, the camera's following it, you can't beat that.
In Canada, getting into the painted turtles world presents the team with the opposite challenge and requires a totally different camera setup.
Probably need to get lower again, but as long as it's level this way.
We've turned it upside down so that we can actually push forward on the slider. So this allows us to follow the turtle as she goes through the undergrowth.
So I can try
But the team must constantly reset and re-level the rig over and over again in order to capture every stage of a turtle's journey. In South Africa, bushbabies are not the only animals the crew need to watch out for. There have been reports of lions in the area.
We're in the pitch black filming, looking up in the trees for our bushbabies and not on the ground for lions. So it is a little bit stressful.
But the crew must keep filming as this is the peak time for bushbaby activity.
Right now, it's super dark. We can't see anything. So we're using really low light cameras to suck in as much light as possible into this world that the bushbabies live in.
16 times more sensitive than human vision, the cameras are able to see the world as if through the bushbaby's eyes.
They're just so intriguing and so engaging to watch. It's such an amazing challenge.
But just as the crew are making progress, news comes in that the lions have been spotted only 300 meters away.
Did you hear that?
We were filming the Bushbabies. We kept hearing all these alarm calls. The rangers have said, it's getting a bit dodgy. We got some lovely shots, but we're just going to pull out now, and we think that's the safest decision.
The team retreat to the vehicle, and once the lions move on, we'll carry on filming. In Canada, despite the slow progress, the turtle is finally nearing the lake. The challenge is how to film the incredible moment that the hatchling enters the water for the first time in her life. Using a newly developed periscope probe lens, the hatchling can be filmed as she travels from land into water.
There she comes.
Come on, little one. Whoops.
Nice.
The team can now capture the final chapter in the hatchling's remarkable journey as she tries to find somewhere to hibernate. In Pretoria Zoo, to film the end of the Bushbaby story, the team need to work out how the gang are getting into the zoo.
We know that they're coming into the zoo and they're feeding from the Birds of Paradise flowers. So we're just popping up a camera trap.
That's good.
But this is a very long wall, so it's quite difficult to pick the exact spot that they might be coming in.
It is over to camera operator Ben to apply some analytical thinking to the situation.
Essentially, I've got to think that the Bushbaby is like a burglar and they're breaking into the zoo. I'm excited. It's the thing about camera traps, you never know what you're going to get. And sometimes it's disappointment.
Bushbaby.
Bushbaby!
Whoa.
That's cool.
Wow.
It means that we know genuinely this is how the Bushbabies are breaking into the zoo, and this has just proved it.
With knowledge of the Bushbaby's entry point, the team are able to film the Bushbaby gang as they jump around the zoo, before retreating to their home deep in the urban jungle. For the Big Little Journeys team, it took specialist kit, perseverance, and a bit of luck to film these two very different animals in their own unique worlds on their epic journeys.